Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Raghavi from Gujarat University. In the part 2 of accounting for non-trading concerns, we had studied about 1. Special terminologies used in accounting for non-trading concern. 2. Meaning and list of capital incomes and revenue incomes and their accounting treatment for final accounts of non-trading concern. 3. Meaning and list of capital expenses, revenue expenses and deferred revenue expenses and their accounting treatment for final accounts of non-trading concerns. 4. Understanding about components of annual accounts of non-trading concern includes A. Income and expenditure account, B. Receipts and payment account, C. Balance sheet. 5. Meaning and specimen of income and expenditure account. 6. Illustration on income and expenses in context of accrual system. Now, in part 3 of accounting for non-trading concerns, we will study about 1. Meaning and specimen of receipt and payment account, 2. Difference between income and expenditure account and receipt and payment account with illustration. First component of annual account of non-trading concern is income and expenditure account, and second important component is receipt and payment account. Income and expenditure account is based on accrual system, while receipt and payment account is based on cash receipt and payment irrespective of year. Let us understand about receipt and payment account. Receipt and payment account is nothing but summary of cash receipts and cash payments during the respective accounting period. Trading concern record their cash and bank transactions in cash book, and non-trading concern record their cash and bank transactions in receipt and payment account. Thus, both cash book and receipt and payment account provide the same information, but in a different manner. It is very important from the point of view of non-profit organizations, because they are more concerned about their cash portion instead of surplus or deficit as shown by income and expenditure account. These organizations can achieve their objectives only when they have sufficient cash to execute their programs. Thus, non-profit organizations prepare receipt and payment account to throw light on the cash positions of the organization. Commercial organizations, on the other hand, are more concerned about profitability. If they are profitable, they can get cash needs finance from financial institutions or capital market. Therefore, their principal concern is profitability and not cash position. Receipts and payment account is a summary of cash and bank transactions during the relevant period. It records all receipts on the debit side and all payments on the credit side of the account. The following points should be noted. 1. It is a real account. All receipts are recorded on its debit side and all payments are credited. 2. It starts with balance of cash and bank in the beginning of the period under consideration. Opening cash balance always has debit balance or may be 0, but opening bank balance may be debit or credit balance. C. It records all items of revenue and capital nature of previous year, current year and next year, resulting in inflow and outflow of cash. 4. balance of receipt and payment account shows the balance of cash and bank at the end of the period under consideration. Cash balance always has debit or zero balance. Cash balance would appear at debit side in the balance sheet, but in case of bank balance it may be debit or credit. Debit bank balance would appear at asset side of the balance sheet, and credit bank balance is a bank overdraft and would appear at liability side of balance sheet. Let us see specimen of receipt and payment account. Receipt and payment account for the year ending December 31, 2024. On the receipt side, we can see two balance brought down, which is opening balance. It includes cash balance of 1000 rupees and bank balance of 40,000 rupees. The next item is sale of furniture, which is rupees 4,000. The next item is subscription amount of 2022-2023, which is 4,000. Of 2023-2024 is 14,000. Of 2024-2025 is 2,000. The total comes up to 20,000 rupees. The next item is proceeds of entertainment show. The amount is 10,000 rupees. Moving ahead, we have donations of rupees 4,000. Then there is interest on investment of rupees 1,200. Going to the payment side, we can see the first item is by expenses of entertainment show, which amounts to rupees 9,300. Then there is general expenses of rupees 1,000 for 2022-2023, of rupees 11,000 for 2023-2024, and of rupees 2,000 for 2024-2025. The total general expenses are rupees 14,000. Then the next item is salary of rupees 15,000. The next item is rent of rupees 3,000, followed by investments of rupees 30,000. The balance carried forward, which is the closing balance, is cash balance of 900 and bank balance of 10,000. On the receipt side, that is the debit side, we can see that the opening balance is 1,000 for cash and 40,000 for bank. Sale of furniture is a capital income because it is a sale of asset. If there was loss or gain on sale of furniture, it would have recorded in income and expenditure account. This is receipt and payment account, where any cash receipt or payment for any year is recorded. So, subscription of previous, current and next year is recorded. Following, proceeds for entertainment show is cash revenue income. Then donation received is cash capital income. The interest on investment received is cash revenue income. Moving to the payment side, which is the credit side, the expenses for entertainment show is cash revenue expense. This is receipt and payment account, where any cash receipt or payment for any year is recorded. So, general expenses of previous, current and next year are recorded. The salary and rent are cash revenue expenses. Purchase of investments is cash capital expense. At the end of the year, there is a cash balance of bank balance of rupees 900 and rupees 10,000 for bank balance respectively. Since we have acquired information about income and expenditure account and receipt and payment account, let us understand difference between these two. Students, kindly focus on these points of difference. This clarity will help you to remove all kinds of ambiguity pertaining to these two accounts. Differences are: 1. The type of account. In case of income and expenditure account, it is a nominal account. So, the rule debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains is applicable. In case of receipt and payment account, which is a real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out is applicable. 2. Nature of activities. Income and expenditure account is a summary of the operational means, day to day activities of the organization, while receipt and payment account is a summary of cash and bank transactions of the organization. 3. System applied. Income and expenditure account is based on accrual system, where unpaid or outstanding expenses and incomes of current year are recorded, while receipt and payment account is based on cash system. Only cash transactions are recorded, no place for outstanding income and expenses. 4. Recording of transaction. Income and expenditure account records expenses and losses on debit side and incomes and gains on credit side, while receipt and payment account records inflow of cash, which are cash receipts on debit side, and outflow, which are cash payments on cash side of the account. 5. Nature of account. Income and expenditure account is a temporary account, has no opening and closing balance, while receipt and payment account is a real account and starts with opening balance of cash and bank and closes with cash and bank balances. 6. Transfer of account. Income and expenditure account is closed at the end of the year and balance figure of the account is transferred to the capital fund. Excess of income is added and excess expenses is deducted from capital fund. On the other hand, receipt and payment account is balanced at the end of the year and the balance is carried forward, which is shown as cash and bank balance at the end of the period and would appear in balance sheet. Cash balance is always appeared at asset side. Bank balance can be at asset side. In case of bank overdraft, it would appear at liability side. 7. Nature of transaction. Income and expenditure account records items of revenue in nature only, irrespective of their effect on the flow of cash, while receipt and payment account records items both of capital and revenue nature, provided they affect flow of cash. 8. Year of transaction. It records transactions of current year only, while in case of receipt and payment account, transactions of previous year, current year and subsequent year are provided if flow of cash is affected. Let us understand these differences with the help of illustration. From the given information of Surabhi Club, prepare a receipt and payment and income and expenditure account for the year ending on 31/3/2024. The first item is subscription received, which includes rupees 30,000 of 23/24. The amount is 3 lakh rupees. The subscription outstanding at the end of the year is 20,000. The donation which is considered as revenue here is rupees 30,000. Purchase of furniture is of rupees 70,000. Purchase of sports equipment is 40,000. Subscription of newspapers is 15,000. Sale of old furniture, the book value of whose is rupees 5,000 is rupees 2,000. Opening cash and bank balance is rupees 60,000. The rent paid is 28,000. Bank expense is 1,000. stationery and printing inclusive of a bill of rupees 5,000 of previous year is rupees 20,000. The entrance fees, of which 50% is to be capitalized, is 20,000. The legacies is rupees 50,000. Honorarium to secretary, which includes rupees 4,000 of previous year, is rupees 48,000. The honorarium outstanding is rupees 4,000. Postage and telephone is rupees 10,000. Sundry expenses is rupees 10,000. Income of cultural program is rupees 80,000. Expenses of cultural program is rupees 60,000. The depreciation written off on furniture is rupees 5,000. Purchase of investment is 1 lakh. Interest on investment is 7,000. The current year is 2023-2024. The previous year is 2022-2023. The next year is 2024-2025. Now, let us look at the explanation of each transaction. The very first item is subscription, which includes 30,000 of 2022-2023. The income and expenditure account will record income and expenses of current year 2023-2024 and rupees 30,000 of previous year will be deducted. In receipt and payment account, rupees 3 lakh will be disclosed. Moving ahead, subscription amount at the end of the year is to be considered. It is outstanding income of current year will be added to subscription of current year in income expenditure account, and in balance sheet asset side income expenditure account is prepared under accrual system. Then there is donation, which is revenue in this case. Generally, donation is considered as capital income and it is to be added to capital fund, but here specific instruction is given, thus it will be credited to income and expenditure account. The purchase of furniture, the amount of which is 70,000 rupees. It is considered as capital expenditure and will be credited to receipt and payment account and will be shown in balance sheet at the asset side. Moving ahead, there is purchase of sports equipment amounting to rupees 40,000. This is considered as capital expenditure and will be credited to receipt and payment account and will be shown in the balance sheet at asset side. Then we have subscription of newspapers amounting to rupees 15,000. Cash is paid and it will appear at the credit side of the receipt and payment account, and it is revenue expense and would appear at the expenditure side of income and expenditure account. The next item is sale of old furniture, the book value of which is rupees 5,000. The amount received is 2,000 rupees. Cash is received of 2,000 and it will appear at the debit side of receipt and payment account. Furniture of rupees 5,000 is sold for rupees 2,000 and a loss of 3,000 will be debited to income and expenditure account. Opening balance of cash and bank amounts to rupees 60,000. Rupees 60,000 will be shown at the debit side of receipt and payment account as to balance brought down. Moving on, there is rent paid of rupees 28,000. The cash paid will be shown at payment side of receipt and payment account and debit side of income and expenditure account. Then there is bank expense amounting to rupees 1,000. Cash is paid will be shown at payment side of receipt and payment account and debit side of income and expenditure account. The stationery and printing expenses, which includes a bill of rupees 5,000 of previous year, amounts to rupees 20,000. cash is paid of rupees 20,000. It will be shown at the payment side of receipt and payment account, but debit side of income and expenditure account only rupees 15,000 pertaining to current year will be shown, as rupees 5,000 is of previous year. The entrance fees, of which 50% is to be capitalized, is rupees 20,000. The cash is received of rupees 20,000. It will be shown at receipt side of receipt and payment account, but rupees 10,000 will be added to capital fund account in balance sheet because that amount is capitalized. The remaining uncapitalized amount of rupees 10,000 will be on income side of income and expenditure account. Moving on, there is legacies of rupees 50,000. Cash is received and legacies is capital income will be shown at receipt side of receipt and payment account and will be added to capital fund account in the balance sheet. Then there is honorarium to secretary, which includes rupees 4,000 of previous year. The amount is 48,000. Cash is paid of rupees 48,000. It will be shown at payment side of receipt and payment account, but debit side of income and expenditure account is of rupees 44,000 pertaining to current year will only be shown, as rupees 4,000 is of previous year. Honorarium outstanding amounts to rupees 4,000. It is outstanding expense of the current year and it will be added to honorarium of current year in income and expenditure account and in the balance sheet liability side. Income and expenditure account is prepared under accrual system. Moving ahead, there is postage and telephone. The amount is rupees 10,000. The cash is paid will be shown at payment side of receipt and payment account and debit side of income and expenditure account. Then there is sundry expenses of rupees 10,000. The cash is paid will be shown at receipt and payment account on the payment side and debit side of income and expenditure account. Income of cultural program amounts to rupees 80,000. Cash is received and it is a revenue income. It will be shown at receipt side of receipt and payment account and will be credited to the credit side of income and expenditure account. Then there is expense of cultural program which amounts to rupees 60,000. The cash is paid and will be shown at payment side of receipt and payment account and debit side of income and expenditure account. Then there is depreciation written off on furniture which amounts to rupees 5,000. Depreciation is a non-cash revenue expense and it will be recorded on expense side of income and expenditure account. Then there is purchase of investment which amounts to rupees 1 lakh. It is a capital expenditure and will be credited to receipt and payment account and will be shown in the balance sheet at asset side. The last item is interest on investment which amounts to rupees 7,000. Cash is received will appear on the debit side of receipt and payment account and it is revenue income and would appear as a income on income side of income and expenditure account. Now finally, let us prepare receipt and payment account and income and expenditure account. Let us begin with the receipt and payment account of the year ending 31/3/2024. On the debit side, the very first item is to balance brought down which is of rupees 60,000. Then there is subscription amount of rupees 3 lakhs. The subscription amount here is rupees 3 lakhs. Now focus on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. The amount displayed is 2,90,000. This difference is due to the adjustments made for subscription amount related to the previous and current years. From rupees 3 lakh received, rupees 30,000 which pertains to the previous year is deducted. Then outstanding subscription amount of current year rupees 20,000 is added. The total amount in case of income and expenditure account comes down to rupees 2,90,000. The third item on the debit side of receipt and payment account is donation. Here instruction is given that donation has to be considered as revenue income. The amount is rupees 30,000. As instruction is given, the donation is considered as revenue income. So, in the debit side of the receipt and payment account, rupees 30,000 is shown, and on the credit side of income and expenditure account, rupees 30,000 is shown. Moving on, there is the entry for furniture which is sold at rupees 2,000. Then there is entry pertaining to entrance fees of rupees 20,000. On the debit side of receipt and payment account, rupees 20,000 is recorded. If you recall our discussion, it was instructed that 50% of the entrance fee has to be capitalized. Accordingly, the full rupees 20,000 is shown on the debit side of receipt and payment account. Rupees 10,000 is capitalized and added to capital fund in balance sheet, and the remaining uncapitalized rupees 10,000 is shown as income in the income and expenditure account, which is indicated over here. The next item in case of debit side of receipt and payment account is legacies of rupees 50,000. Then there is cultural program income of rupees 80,000. Then there is interest on investment which amounts to rupees 7,000. Moving on to the credit side of the receipt and payment account. The very first item is furniture purchased of rupees 70,000. Then there is a purchase of sports equipment of rupees 40,000. Then there is subscription of newspaper amounting to rupees 15,000. Then there is rent income of rupees 28,000. Then there is bank expense of rupees 1,000. Then there is a stationery expense of rupees 20,000. Focus on the honorarium to the secretary. The amount is rupees 48,000. On the payment side of receipt and payment account, we will be showing rupees 48,000. On the debit side of income and expenditure account, the amount is also 48,000, but it is calculated as under. The payment includes rupees 4,000 belonging to previous year, but paid in current year, which is deducted. An additional outstanding amount of rupees 4,000 of current year is added. So, the final figure on the debit side of the income and expenditure account also comes up to rupees 48,000. Then there is postage and stationery expense which amounts to rupees 10,000 on the credit side of receipt and payment account. Then there is sundry expense which amounts to 10,000. Then there is expense of cultural program which amounts to rupees 60,000. Then there is investments which are purchases of rupees 1 lakh. The balance carried forward in case of receipt and payment account is rupees 1,47,000. Moving on to the income and expenditure account, the very first item is the subscription of newspaper which amounts to rupees 15,000. Then there is loss on sale of furniture which amounts to 3,000. Then there is rent which is 28,000 rupees. Then there is bank expense of rupees 1000. The stationery expense in this case amounts to rupees 15,000, which is calculated by deducting 5,000 rupees of the previous year from the overall expense of rupees 20,000. The honorarium to secretary is rupees 48,000. Of the current year, we paid 48,000. 4,000 of previous year are deducted and 4,000 outstanding of current year are added to it. Then there is postage and telephone expenses amounting to rupees 10,000. Then there is sundry expense amounting to rupees 10,000. The cultural program expense amounts to rupees 60,000. Then there is depreciation of 5,000. We now move on to the credit side of income and expenditure account. The subscription amount received is rupees 3 lakhs. The amount pertaining to previous year is 30,000, which is deducted from it. 20,000 is outstanding of the current year and we add it to the amount. The overall subscription amount comes to rupees 2,90,000. Then there is entry for donation. As it is considered as a revenue income over here, we put the entire income of 30,000 as it is. Then there is entrance fee of rupees 10,000, followed by income from cultural program of rupees 80,000. The last item here in this case is interest on investment, which amounts to rupees 7,000. The excess of income over expenditure amounts to rupees 2,22,000. Remember that receipt and payment account is a real account and any remaining balance is transferred to the balance sheet. On the other hand, income and expenditure account is a nominal account. So, it is closed and the net result is transferred to the capital fund in the balance sheet. Friends, in this part 3, we have studied about 1. Meaning and specimen of receipt and payment account, 2. Difference between income and expenditure account and receipt and payment account with illustration. In part 4 of accounting for non-trading concerns, we will study about preparation of annual account from given different situations. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this was helpful.